It's Madden NFL 23, and front and center is McCole Hardman. And big plays follow him around. He comes in second in the NFL in receiving yards. It's the Bears and the Commanders, and it comes your way next on EA Sports.
This building holds just north of 80,000, and they have come out in very good numbers today at FedEx Field in Landover, Maryland. Today, we reach Week 15, and we've got a good matchup in store between the Chicago Bears and the Washington Commanders. Alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. And Charles, you talk about this Commanders team coming into play here today. They come in on a one-game winning streak, and what do you say we keep that one positive? Because they haven't had much to be positive about lately.
Yeah, let's take it, maybe make it almost like the theater. You're only as good as your last performance. Hopefully they can continue to move forward.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Bears, it's late in the year. We all know it. We've seen the calendar for these guys. Their bodies could probably use a break, but they have to push on.
And they're really not as worried about that as maybe we think. They know they've got the entire offseason to rest. All they care about is the game in front of them and finishing strong.
The ball on the tee, we're set for football. And we are underway from FedEx Field. From a yard or two deep, here comes a return. And the decision to come out of the end zone is going to cost him 5 yards as he's taken down right at the 20. So out comes the Washington offense onto the field. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
And he ought to have a lot of pep in his step after last week's performance because he did exactly as you want him to play if you're a coach. 3 touchdown passes, 0 interceptions, which usually means you're making a lot of right decisions out there.
And got him the win. They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. They set up the screen for Dobbins. And he's brought down at the 24 after a gain of 4.
Nice job by the defense figuring that play out and holding it to a short game, but I don't think the offense is going to be daunted. They actually accomplished their goal there. Now they've got them aware that they can throw a screen at them, maybe to slow the pass rush down a little bit, and they can throw it downfield.
On second down, there's the option going left. A solid gain of 7 yards that time on the keeper and a first down.
Well, he was certainly dangerous when he spots a lane, and he keeps it himself there and worked out well.
And how about the moving parts on a play like this? You know you have to practice it over and over because it's almost like a ballet that has to be choreographed. But how about once he made the decision to go, he committed to it and went. Let's face it, most teams are going to defend the running back much more than the quarterback on that type of a play.
Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10. They'll look to throw. Looking left sideline, incomplete. Line of scrimmage, the 31 as they line up 2nd and 10.
It's now 2nd and 10.
They'll run for the first time with J.K. Dobbins. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11.
This defense is a difficult one to prepare for, one of the best in the league. They'll come at you from all angles, and they did a nice job there stopping him for a loss.
And the Bears in the nickel. No, wait, they're in the dime. 6 DBs out there on 3rd.
Could play an exotic coverage.
Back to throw here. And that will be incomplete. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. It'll be a 39-yard punt, no return, and the Bears take over. So out comes this offense to take over for the first time. And leading them out there, their 6'5" quarterback.
We're seeing it more and more in this league, how teams love to have athletes back there taking the snaps, guys who can throw it and move around and get yardage with their legs if needed. He's one of the best examples that we see out there right now. He can throw for hundreds of yards one week and then run for 100+ the next. He adds an extra dimension that really confounds defenses when he puts it all together.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. It's a short one here, complete to the tight end. Second and 4. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. That one a first down pickup of 8.
The Bears at 12-1 now to start play. And I tell you, it has been a few months now since they've tasted defeat, and they are without question the hottest team in football.
And I'm really not sure who's going to beat them right now because, to me, they have to be the favorites to go all the way because they're not just beating teams, they're dominating them. It's been fun to watch them play, not just in their winning, but how they're getting it done.
The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. From the gun, they'll try to run it. And he's got it across the midfield stripe and into Washington territory. They'll look to throw for it on 3rd and 1.
And the Washington pressure gets to him, and he will go down. Chase Young
in there to get him, and that is sack number 6 now for him on the year.
Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here, picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
He was only asked to punt once in the victory last week as he sends this one away. And this one hits at the 1, continues on into the end zone for a touchback. Out comes the Washington offense as we get a look at the playoff race in the NFC. You know, Charles, season winding down, time to maybe look ahead to the offseason. What do you see these guys going after either in the draft or free agency?
Well, with the season that they're having, just about every position is up for grabs right now. No one is really safe, but the focal point's always the quarterback position. And he may be auditioning to try and stay with his own current team. I think he's auditioning for the rest of the league to try and find a spot because I think this team is looking for a new quarterback.
Give him 10 yards there, and about by the nose of the football, he's going to have a first down. They're going to look to throw.
Oh, into a sea of defenders and intercepted. Picked up by Jaquan Brisker, and the Bears are going to take possession of the football.
And that's what we've seen from this defense all year long, because they've been so good at finding ways to take the football away. And they just gave us another example right here. A strong defense, that's something you're going to need to rely on come playoff time. And this crew has got one. There's no doubt about that, Brandon.
Chicago works their way back onto the field here for their second drive of the game.
And if you just look at this game, Charles, on paper, they've got the edge, no doubt. They're hanging around the top of the NFC. On the other side, you got a squad that's towards the bottom of the NFC. But when we mentioned that to the coaches, they were having no part of it.
Yeah, and I like how you said when we mentioned it. In fact, I mentioned it, and I upset them a little bit, didn't I? Because they wanted no part of that one, and I was reminded, like a 5-year-old, this is the NFL. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They are guarding against the upset.
The numbers for him from a week ago, a boatload of carries, 85 yards.
And when he went over 1,000 yards last week, you know what it did for their offense? It gave them a true identity, because everyone's going to talk about this. The offensive line's going to take pride in it. Of course, the guy carrying the football will. But how about the coaching staff? When they go in and talk contracts, when they talk to reporters, hey, we had a 1,000-yard rusher this year. That means something in today's NFL. Well, there's plenty of real estate for him to maneuver on that run, and let's face it, it shouldn't be a surprise. He's one of the better backs in the league. Had to come into this game with the idea, slow him down, otherwise it's going to be a long afternoon.
And he'll snag about 5 yards down to the 32.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, the medical staff is going to come out here and take a look, and we will take a short break.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5. Now they'll switch it up here and look to throw. That's caught by the tight end, Irv Smith Jr. On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
Goes right back to Smith again.
So they'll get nothing out of that play, and that's going to make it 4th down.
As a defense, you're more balanced when you're in zone coverage, because you're able to keep your eyes on the quarterback and see the play develop in front of you. You're able to keep the quick pass in front of them and stop it right at the line of scrimmage.
Now we've got a field goal coming up here for Chicago. This from 44 yards out, left hash. And his kick is good. And it's 3-0. The Bears hit the scoreboard first.
So, Charles, they get to them with their first turnover of the game and then make it hurt a little bit extra with a field goal.
And anytime you give the ball up, what's the first thing a coach tells his defense? Don't let them score off of this. You've got to put out the fire. In fact, in 2021, that's what one NFL coach termed his defense. The firemen. Go out there, guys, and don't let them put some points on the board.
Well, here we go on the next drive for Washington.
They've shown precious little here offensively thus far as they try again with a first down now. Try to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
Finding his target, it's Trey McBride.
And he's going to get this one across the 30-yard line. The drive starting with a first down, 11 yards on that pickup.
And he's the epitome of what we call the move tight end. A guy that you can line up anywhere. In the slot, out wide, in tight. Doesn't really matter because he has such great skills. You want to utilize him in all aspects of your passing offense.
And there he was in the slot for the catch.
On 1st and 10, it's Dobbins.
And he'll scratch out only about a yard up to the 32. These are his numbers from last week's contest. 18 carries, 96 yards, and a touchdown.
10 touchdowns on the season for him, and I don't know whether these goals are written down. I don't know whether they're discussed amongst the team, but I do know this. Every guy who touches the ball as a ball carrier thinks 10 touchdowns is a nice round goal to try and reach in a season.
Holding, offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. Now back to throw.
Pass to the right, and he's got McBride.
So they'll get 8 out of that completion, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 12. They'll look to throw here.
Throw right side, taken in by Gibson.
And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. 3 yards, all they could muster there, and it'll bring up 4th down.
We can make this one pretty simple. Locked up all of his progressions downfield, forced to get it to his running back. But how about the way they ran to the football and knocked him down to force a 4th down?
Out is Rigoberto Sanchez on 4th down to punt this thing. And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. That's taken on the 25. Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And this offense takes over in great shape right at the 50, 1st and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. And this one caught along the sideline, but they say already out of bounds. And the throw didn't give him a chance to turn it upfield, and that brings up 2nd down. From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Looking left side, and it's complete. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30.
Well, for teams that like to play man coverage, running corner routes can be tough on them because of the ability of getting into it. Sometimes you're squaring it off. Sometimes you're just rounding it. Sometimes there's a fake. Sometimes there's not. That makes it very, very difficult for a DB to stay with it.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. And this time they were waiting for him as he'll be knocked down before he can get back to the line of scrimmage.
And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. While they come out and take a look at him, we will step aside for just a moment.
Now they contend with a 2nd and 12 after the loss. Off the play fake, he'll look to throw. Rolling to his left.
And that one going to come up short. Low throw.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. Looking to throw. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. And his kick is indeed good, and that will make it 6-0.
So they're able to end that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
And he won't get this to the 20-yard line as he's down at the 19.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
The last series for him, a little disappointing, forced to punt. And now they'll try to do better here and come away with some points as they begin this drive, 1st and 10.
They go play action here on 1st down. This to McLaurin out on the left side. He is taken down at the 21 after a short gain of 2. Here's 2nd and 8. But when this ball's tipped and intercepted. And they will score a pick 6 for a Bears touchdown.
But no surprise to see that one, partner. The league's #1 defense coming through with a huge pick 6.
And it's plays like that one that have made them the most feared group to face this year. Offenses, they're trying to figure out how to work around them rather than work through them. Big-time impact playmakers scattered throughout the unit on every level, and they can change a game at a moment's notice.
Out comes the kicking team here for the extra point. And this is up. It's through. It extends their first quarter lead to 13-0. A heck of a play there defensively, getting the interception, navigating his way into the end zone for the touchdown. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick six. And now the kick is away.
And here comes a return from just beyond the goal line. And the decision to bring it out, not a good one, as he's tackled at the 15.
A look at Washington as they come onto the field. They find themselves in a good-sized hole here, and a good-sized hole early on in this game as they come up on first down. After the pick six, they go right back to the air. And here's another interception, the third of this first quarter.
Picked up by Jalen Johnson.
Keep in mind, he had the 3-interception game last week, so we requested to talk with him this week. He was all smiles. He's still all smile.
Yeah, we didn't jinx him at all, did we?
No.
Because ordinarily that happens. Things fall off, but not in this case. I think a lot of it goes back to his technique. His ability to see the quarterback throw the ball while understanding where the receiver is running his route allows him to make a lot of plays on the football, and he's taking it away at a really high rate.
They'll come out throwing here on first down.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. Toward the back corner of the end zone, but he could not get the feet down. This will wind up incomplete. From the gun, he'll hand this off.
A pickup of about 3 yards as he's taken down at the 31. In danger of squandering their great field position as they come up on a 3rd and 7.
He's going to let this go. Back of the end zone.
And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. And this will split the uprights. It's right down the middle, and that will extend their lead even further.
So they get the turnover in plus territory. The drive stalls out, but still able to get 3 out of that.
Yeah, we were able to see an offense and a defense kind of mix and match with each other, didn't we? Both of them trying to make sure that they have the upper hand and the advantage. Offense trying to get to the end zone. Defense, of course, trying to hold them to a field goal attempt. And it wasn't a guaranteed lock 3 from where they started. So, you know, the offense has to be happy to come away with those 3 points.
Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here.
And for this offense, Charles, you got to think kind of crucial here to put something together on this drive, because remember last time out they threw the interception on the very first play.
And you can't afford to let this defense keep building any more momentum. They're playing awfully well, and they're awfully confident right now. To me, it's time to attack and take some of that momentum back. But make sure you're selective in doing so. Understand where you want to throw the football and make sure it's open before the ball leaves your hands.
They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up.
They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down.
16-0. That's the score after 1 on EA Sports.
Second quarter now from our nation's capital, and it's Washington in possession of the football,
as they've got it with a 3rd down coming up. And this is going to be incomplete. The passing game not in sync here early. And now it's 4th down. Problems on 3rd down so far in this first half. Relatively small sample size, but they're now 0 for 3.
And the average in the league, somewhere around 40% on 3rd down for offenses. So what's the answer to this? Either convert them or don't get the 3rd down in the first place. Get your big chunks of yards on 1st and 2nd down.
And take it right on the 30. They'll get 9 yards on the return there following a punt of 42.
And they will take over 1st and 10. Now this offense back out and set to go for their next drive.
And they're not going to play this conservative, I don't think. They had the field goal last time, and they're up, but they're looking to put a drive in the end zone.
Oh, I agree with you totally. No one goes out on the field and says, all right, let's just settle for 3, except in certain situations, trying to ice a game, that sort of deal. Most of the time, it's end zone, and that's what you're thinking, and I believe that's exactly what they're thinking as they begin this one.
Yeah, no quarterback ever goes out there saying, hey, let's get 3, right?
Not one that I've ever met.
It'll be a loss of a full 3 yards there, and it also brings up 3rd down. They'll come to the line here needing 9 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd down, he'll drop to throw. It's caught. Smith.
And he's going to be stopped here at the 43, and that is not near enough to pick up the first.
So the completion good for just 3. And it'll be 4th down.
Excellent job there defensively. Gave up the underneath to the tight end on 3rd down, and they made sure that they did their job. Got him on the ground and prevented him picking up a 1st down.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. And this one hits at the 3 and then bounds into the end zone for a touchback. A look at Washington as they come onto the field. And 3 and out on the last drive. No points on the scoreboard. A little soul-searching now?
I would say so, and they need to help out their defense a little bit. They've had to be on the field a lot more than normal, put them in some tough spots. But what's the old adage? When you get another chance, it gives you a better chance to do it right.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. So as the medical staff takes a look, we'll step aside. Six yards on that last play. Here's 2nd and 4. They'll go option to the short side. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. It'll be a loss of a couple on the play, so now 3rd down coming up. But sometimes that option can get bogged down before the gears really even get into motion, and I think that's what we saw there.
And I think what he saw a defensive end right in his face because he looked up and he was right there. Didn't even have a chance to get going.
The offense on 3rd down, 0 for 3 to this point. They could use a conversion. This will be 3rd and 6. On the draw, it's Gibson, and he's not going to sniff the 1st down here. He stopped at the 25. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll be the call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
Well, this was just simply excellent defense. On this 3rd down, they had to be alert for the possibility of a pass, but that didn't stop them at all from understanding what was going on when they decided to run the football, and they just swarmed and stopped them for almost no gain.
Here's Rigoberto Sanchez on to punt. And a fair catch called for and made just inside the 35-yard line. 37 yards on the punt with no return. And out will come the offense as they take over. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And brought down, but not before reaching the 45-yard line. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. Good push up front, and that run in between the tackles.
Let's play the leverage game here. Offensive line just got lower than the defensive front, and they were able to get their pads on them and move them backwards and create space for their running back to roam.
He'll rifle this one deep right side. And this one is incomplete. So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. They do get a yard there, but only a yard. Leaves them with 3rd and 9 looming. They'll set up to throw. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. And he'll get off a fairly short kick here as this is toward the sideline. And now this offense comes back out onto the field. See if they can put this drive in the end zone, Charles, because it's been a little bit of a rough go at times. They've had to punt the football a ton in this ball game because of stalled-out drives.
So are you saying that you're kind of tired of seeing the punter run out there and do his thing during this game? Is that what you're trying to say?
Well, I mean, I'm okay with it. I have a feeling that this offense, they don't want to see the punter again.
And frankly, the punter doesn't want to run out there anymore himself. He would love to see his offense put together a drive and give his leg a rest.
He's going to keep this again. It's going to be a gain of 6 on the keeper, but it leads to a 3rd down. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the 1st down. He'll look to throw. And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by Jalen Johnson. And the Bears are going to take possession here at their own 33. Week after week, we're seeing plays like this from him. And I think he's in line. We've discussed it before for NFL Defensive Player of the Year.
And a big reason why, I think, is because of his ball skills. And that's something that, for guys of his position, They've talked about it for years. They've done the drills, but they've really increased it in recent seasons because of the offense have gotten so good. He knows how to take the ball away. That is huge for a defender.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
Hands it off out of the gun.
Found a little room there as he's up to about the 37.
They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains.
Out of the gun now on 3rd down. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. And did they keep it in? They did. They kept it in. It's down close to the goal line at the 1-yard line. Amazing. Perfectly placed. If that ball goes 1 extra yard, maybe not even an extra yard, the starting point is the 20.
So there is a reason that a lot of punters are also excellent golfers. They know distance control. You know what else they have? Same groove motion over and over. Once they have that down, it repeats under pressure.
They'll start on the ground with Dobbins. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. 2nd and 6. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Well, now they're going to come out and take a look at this injury, and we'll be back in a moment.
Following the pickup of 4, here's 2nd and 6.
Option play, and they'll hand to Dobbins.
And he'll get it up to the 12-yard line here. 7 yards there and a 1st down.
Even though they gave up more than they wanted to on that play, it actually illustrates how well they bottled them up throughout the game, because that was his longest run of this contest.
So a little more space to operate now. 1st and 10 from right around the 12. Back to throw. Buying time to his left.
And this one too low.
So after the incompletion on 1st, now 2nd and 10. They'll set up a throw. Pressure gets to him, and down he goes. Back at the 4-yard line. They'll wind up losing a full 9 yards here on the sack. Now it's 3rd down.
I think most quarterbacks would love to have the goal line actually extend up into the air and turn into a wall. They can put their back against it and know exactly where they are on the field so they don't end up in the end zone. Didn't do it on that play, but perilously close to the goal line.
These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down.
A give up the middle to Dobbins.
And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's 4th down.
We often talk of situational football. Let's just call it team football. The defense did their job, got off the field, brought the punting situation, so they're turning the ball back over to their offense. You think those guys will get along very well right now? Of course they will. Defense helped the offense. Now it's their turn to take it downfield.
As Sanchez on to punt here as he sends this one away.
A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return.
And it will be 1st and 10 as they take over.
And now Chicago getting ready to go as they take the field. And right now these guys, they're shuffling a little bit, maybe doubting, because 3 straight drives have ended with them punting the football away.
Yeah, so you start pointing fingers at each other a little bit, asking a lot of questions. What are you seeing? What are you getting? Maybe trying to narrow down your playbook a little bit and maybe get simpler rather than more complex in order to try and fashion together a drive. That was good, tough running right up the middle, and if the defense can't penetrate and make him slow his pace and change direction, that's often the end result.
Right back to him on first down. And he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. One back in the backfield, he'll get the carry. And he takes it down to the 40 with a pickup of 4. This offense so far on 3rd down, as bad as you can be. 0 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and 8. And he will find his man on the outside. Now we're going to get a stoppage. Appears to be an injured Bear on the field.
Well, hopefully, obviously nothing serious here. Medical staff, though, is going to take a peek, and we'll take a break.
Now on first down, he'll drop to throw it. Over the middle, complete. That's Smith.
And he'll be marked down right at the 15-yard line.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Line of scrimmage, the 15. It's 1st and 10.
They'll try and run this one right up the gut. And this carry terminated at the 8-yard line. Good stick skill showing the power, but just not much room to operate. And they'll give him another shot here on the ground.
63 yards rushing for him as he has been tough to stop here in this first half.
A lot to praise on this drive, obviously. I know you're seeing what I'm seeing. Those guys up front, they're getting it done.
Doesn't matter what play is called. They are handling their business at the line of scrimmage and dominating right now on this drive.
They'll try to run this one in. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Bears. A great play there.
His 5th rushing touchdown now on the year. And the Bears are able to widen their lead here in this first half. Well, nothing fancy there, Charles. You had 3 tight ends on the field. They were going to run the football. The defense knew it, but the defense couldn't stop them.
And I haven't met an offensive line yet that doesn't get more satisfaction out of running the football into the end zone than pass protecting. They had determination on their side, and they got it done.
Extra point attempt to come here. And that PAT pushes the lead up to 23 now. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it culminates in a touchdown for Chicago. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And he won't return this one. He'll go down to a knee, and they'll start at the 25.
The Washington offense set to take over again. Well, CD, you kind of feel like they're in a bit of a danger zone right here because now you're down 3 scores, and I know we're in the first half, but the way this offense hasn't been able to generate anything, you feel like they probably need to get something going on this drive, right?
Yeah, and sometimes I overuse that this is an important possession, but I think this has to be the possession where they come up with an answer because only a few teams in league history have ever come back from a 4-score deficit. If they don't score here, that's what they could be facing the next time they get the ball.
Yannick Ngakoue just would not be denied. That's a loss of 7.
You've called plenty of games in your career. Do you believe in momentum, my man?
I do, and I think we're seeing it right here.
Oh, there's no doubt about it. The run that he's been on, how about that? 3 sacks in a game a week ago, and another one right here. Oh, he's feeling it in a big way.
On 3rd down, here's Dobbins. And he'll take this up only to about his 18-yard line. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts. So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. To punt on 4th down, here's Rigoberto Sanchez. Now fair catch is called for and taken at the, we'll call it the 37-yard line. A 40-yard punt, no return, and the Bears take over. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. There's really no reason to change what they've been doing to this point. They've got the lead. They've looked good this first half.
I agree with you totally, and a lot of coordinators, play callers feel exactly the same way. Until you stop what I'm doing, why should I make any changes? But there are a few that kind of outguess themselves or try to outguess the opponent, and they try to consider what they would do to take things away and go to those plays right away. It'll be fun to watch when they get to the second half to see which way they go.
Yeah, but to this point, it certainly hasn't been broke. We'll see if they try to fix anything. On first down, he'll drop to throw. And it's complete right back in the hands of Smith. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. 2nd and 3. And he's got his big wide receiver complete.
And he's brought down here just outside of the 20.
Now they face a 2nd and long following the holding penalty. He'll drop to throw. Taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And he's got it inside the 10. A huge play there for Chicago. 43 yards.
Already over 1,000 yards receiving this season. That catch is just going to add to his total. Certainly not resting on his laurels. He's trying to continue to gain as many yards as possible and continue this big season.
Now a chance to make that big play really hurt. It's 1st and goal just outside the 5. Back to throw again. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year.
And the Bears will extend their lead in the final minute of the half.
I'll let you do the analysis, partner, but with every touchdown pass this young quarterback throws and with the success that his team has had, I just continue to be more and more impressed.
Let's both do the analysis. Impressed, aren't we both?
Yeah.
I mean, and why shouldn't we be? We've seen him improve throughout the year. We've seen him settle in now, and you can see the confidence of the team has grown. His confidence has grown. I think that everyone around this guy feels good about what they've seen, and it's also safe for him when he's driving home to turn on Sports Talk Radio. He's okay.
The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away.
From a couple yards deep, he'll bring it out of the end zone. And only able to get this to the 19, so probably should have opted for the touchback. The Commanders back out late in this first half. And with the score where it is, even though I think they'd love to get back to the locker room, they may be forced to try and get something out of this drive.
Just over 30 seconds to go in the half. They've got it 1st and 10. They'll try and start this drive in the air.
Got this complete to Jahan Dotson. And Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts.
As they'll stop the clock with 24 seconds to go in this first half. And now a fumble. The ball's out. And this is picked up by the Bears. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. There are 2 words that we hear coaches say all of the time. One starts with a B, one starts with an S. Ball security.
And they preach it. They have it up in meeting rooms, right? You see the signs. They talk about it all the time. But still, when you've got defenders out there who are preaching, hey, we're going to take the ball away from you, no matter what position you play, you've got to take care of the rock.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive.
And with decent starting field position, there may be only a couple completions away from field goal range. Knifes his way forward here, but just 3 yards on the play. 2nd down.
So we reach halftime with the visiting Bears out on top here. As we'll send you down the coast now to Orlando. That's where we find Jonathan Coachman ready with our EA Sports halftime report. Coach.
Okay, Brandon, time for a sprint to the finish, as it's time to get you caught up with what's happening around the NFL here in a pivotal Week 15.
will get things started with a good NFC matchup up in Lambeau. Green Bay hosting Atlanta. And it's the Falcons who are out in front in the second quarter. Drake London, a touchdown reception. Next, we're off to Baltimore to check on the Ravens at home at M&T Bank Stadium. And they have the lead in that one over the visiting Indianapolis Colts. The Ravens trying to hold on and claim victory. Finally, let's get down to the Bayou. Check in on the Saints at home at the Caesars Superdome. In that game, all square as they take on the visiting Cowboys. Moving on, let's take a look at the next-gen stats in that first half for the Bears. And the ground game has been a big part of why they have this big lead. And you have to figure they'll lean on it a little bit more in the third and fourth quarters. Meanwhile, for Washington, there's a look at what they were able to do throwing the football. And they'll need to get things in gear as they trail here at the break.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always to you and the gang in Orlando as we welcome everyone back in for quarter number 3. Set to resume. Here we go with the second half. The Bears holding the lead and ready to receive the kick. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The Bears offense making their way out as we give you a look at the playoff race in the NFC. And for them, it's no longer a question of will they make the playoffs. They've clinched the division title. The question, can they hold on to that number 1 seed?
And this is where the mental fortitude comes to play, doesn't it? Because now you're not just the coach talking about it, it's team talking about it to each other, supporting each other, carrying each other along, because having that number 1 seed means everything in the NFL.
It does. So even though the division title's clinched, shouldn't take the foot off the gas.
No, not at all. Play it all the way through. And I think we've seen that in recent years in the NFL. The teams that play and play to win each and every game, they're the ones to deal with in the playoffs.
Just about every quarterback is trained to really look downfield first before you come back and make a nice, safe throw. And in this case, that's exactly what he did. Found his running back, let him create some space, and it turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 87 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here. They just look like they're having fun out there. Big lead. There's another big play on the big run. I mean, they can't be stopped.
I'm a little bit older than you, as you well know, partner, and you tend to tell me that all the time. But there used to be a big-time song, and the lyric was, "Summertime and the living is easy." Right now, it's football time, and the running is easy for this crew.
Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. And a 5-yard gain gets him to the 42. The first down run got 5. Here's 2nd and 5. They'll look to throw. Oh, the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. Chase Young able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon. An extra man here in the secondary for Washington on 3rd down. Now back to throw. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. And he deserves a bronze leg as he gets this one away. And this one will not be returnable as it sails out of bounds. First chance for the Commanders' offense now as they head out for their opening series in the second half. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know, as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Again, he'll drop to throw. Got an open man, finds Gibson. And he's got this down a yard or 2 shy of the 40 before he's out of bounds. Now a play fake here on first down. Out to his left. And he's left with no option here but to throw it away.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now a toss left side into the hands of his tight end.
And he's going to be taken down at about the 33. They'll try to run for it with Dobbins.
And he's going to have the first down yardage as he's down at about the 30-yard line.
Right back to Dobbins on first.
A short gain here, maybe a yard to the 29. Here's 2nd and 9, just a yard on that last run. They'll drop to throw. Going to throw deep for the end zone. And oh, it'll be intercepted.
Greedy Williams picks it off. And the Bears are going to get the football here as the ball will come out to the 20. Well, that is now his 5th interception thrown in this game. And Charles, you've got to tip your cap to this defense. I mean, they have been so impressive reading these passes, stepping in those lanes, and picking them off.
Yeah, sometimes the best offense is an excellent defense, and they've done exactly that. What do you think, partner? A season's worth of highlights in just 4 quarters? I think that's what we're seeing from this group.
They'll start on the ground here on first down. And he's going to get a solid gain of 9 before being brought down. 2nd and right at a yard.
Boy, where would these guys be without his performance on the ground? That puts him over 100 yards now for the afternoon, and I tell you, he seems to be getting stronger as the day goes along.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he's able to get out to the 32, brought down there. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10. Back to throw here.
A quick throw there going to be batted away and incomplete.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down. Now a handoff running through the middle. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. They'll look to throw here. And able to catch it on the left sideline, but they're going to rule him out of bounds. So it'll be incomplete. Certainly one they'd like to have back as it brings up 4th down. And on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. So possession goes over here on the punt. And the Washington offense will be backed up to start this drive as they've got it 1st and 10.
They'll start on the ground with Gibson.
And he's going to take this ahead for right around 3 yards, but no more than that. 2nd down. Here's a 2nd and 7. Nothing open downfield, so he'll throw it away. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Throwing there, but this pass is going to wind up incomplete.
And there's another stop. One of the league's best defenses is certainly bringing it again this week.
And he'll get this away into the icy winter air. It's a return of 4 following a 42-yard punt.
The Chicago offense set to get started. No points last time out. They were forced to punt, if you remember, but no time to dwell on that. They've still got the lead here and a chance to add to that here. 1st and 10 as this new drive starts.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Looking left side, he's got it, complete.
And they're going to get this up to midfield.
A gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1.
On 2nd down, they'll run it here. And he'll go down shy of the 40 at the 41.
113 yards for him on the ground now as he has been terrific here this afternoon.
2nd and 1 and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the 1st down.
So 1st and 10, and if they score on this drive, might have to start digging in our second half blowout material.
Looking to throw. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
Incomplete on the deep ball. Brings up 2nd and 10.
And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again.
Throwing for Smith on the out route, and it's caught.
And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. That'll leave them with a 3rd and 2 coming up. They got 8 yards there.
They'll come to the line needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
On 3rd down, they're going to run for it here. And he'll be touched out here, but not before he does pick up the first. It's a gain of 4 there, and it gives him a new set of downs.
Someone's been having a good game so far, and you know something? A lot of it's been power running. They decided to turn him loose again on 3rd down, didn't they?
They did indeed. He delivered the tough yards. Right back to him on 1st down. They're going to snuff this play out behind the line. We have not seen that much today. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12.
A loss of 2 brings up 2nd and 12 at the 31-yard line.
He'll look to throw. Quick hitter here, it's complete.
And they're going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at Washington's 17-yard line.
Mark that down as a pickup of 13, and the Bears have the first.
This offensive game plan has just been sensational. I mean, when you think about all the different ways they've gotten their receivers open so far, it's really been impressive. Scheme, design, execution.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Tackle made at the 9-yard line. It's a gain of 8. Brings up 2nd and 10.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. 9 yards on the play there, and it'll set him up 1st and goal.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
They'll try to run this one in. And no signal yet. I don't think he got in. He didn't. They'll mark him at the 1. We're off to the 4th quarter here in Week 15. Happy holidays to all. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Another shot from the 1 on 2nd and goal. They'll try to run this one in. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Chicago. A great play there. His 2nd touchdown of the afternoon.
And the Bears add on to their lead, and it's looking like that win streak is going to extend another week. When coaches come into a game preaching total team effort, CD, I think this is the type of ball game that they're dreaming of. It was pretty apparent early on that they were clicking in all 3 phases. It's been fun to watch.
Yeah, sometimes in the NFL you end up with matchups like we've been watching here. And when you go back through the early drives, you can just see that one squad was on a different level in this game. Safe to say, we have been disappointed in watching their execution throughout this contest.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And beyond the 20, but not by much. In fact, just a yard pass there to the 21. Here comes the Commanders' offense back onto the field. Well, I think that the folks here had hoped that maybe this home atmosphere would carry their guys to a surprise victory, but it does not appear that that's going to be the case. There's too much to handle on the other side in this one.
And he'll get this up to the 34-yard line.
It's a gain of 11. That's good for Washington.
Back to throw now on 1st down. And now here is another interception. Greedy Williams picks it off.
Well, they've got the huge lead. Now they have another interception on the defensive side. Seems like everything they touch in this one, Charles, turns to gold.
And they have to be awfully happy right there to get what appears to be one more for the road. It helps seal away one of their best efforts of the season.
Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. And after the interception, they are sitting in an even better spot with the ball and a comfortable fourth quarter lead. The Bears in good field position to start out 1st and 10 at their 38. They'll start this drive out on the ground. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
Taken down at the 43-yard line. 4 yards.
The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground. And he'll be tackled at the 45 following a gain of just 2.
He was brought down by Trickle.
Here's a handoff out of the gun. And he appears to be about 2 feet short on 3rd and 3. Leaves him with a 4th and 1. Here comes the Bears punter now as he's on to kick it away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback.
The Commanders' offense set to take over. Facing a big fourth quarter deficit here, things not looking good. You know, this offense, though, they've been in the top half of the NFL so far this season, but in this one, well, their defense has really struggled.
And a quick throw here that's complete. And he'll get this up past the 25 before he's out of bounds. 2nd and 4.
Throw right side, taken in by Gibson.
It'll be a loss of 4 yards on the play. And 3rd and 8 now.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
Able to connect with Dotson. And they're able to get this one across the 35. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw.
Pass to the right, and he's got McBride.
And that'll be good for 8 yards to the 45.
8 yards on the pickup. Brings up 2nd and 2.
They'll look to throw again.
45-yard line.
Pressure, and he's taken down. A Bear sack.
Dropped for a loss of 7 by multiple defenders.
Let's go ahead and put check marks by it all, partner. No points. Down by 4 touchdowns. Haven't had anything going today on offense. Why not add a late sack to the mix? Obviously a day to forget for all involved. Let's give plenty of credit to this defensive effort. They've been excellent from start to finish.
And this offense on 3rd down today, they've had a lot of chances but not much success, converting only 3 times. This is 3rd and 9. Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw.
He'll swing this out to Dobbins.
And he can only get this to the 42-yard line, and that is not near enough. 5 yards, not enough, and it'll be 4th down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
As expected, they're going for it to keep the drive alive.
Throw right side complete to Dotson. And this is going to wind up working out just fine as he'll have a Washington 1st down. And an exhale there as they convert on 4th.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. Back to throw again.
A quick throw knocked away and incomplete.
This offense was on the move. Now 2 straight incompletions have them looking at 3rd and 10.
Brings up 3rd down and 10.
They'll set up a throw. On the completion, this is Carey. And the tackle going to be made at the 41 as they stop him a few yards short of the 1st. So the completion good for 6 yards. And that's going to bring up a 4th down.
One hallmark of good defenses, is understanding the game, understanding positioning, and tackling immediately in the secondary after catches. I think we just saw that on display right there.
Got to him before he ever had a chance to think about turning it upfield.
A 58-yard attempt.
And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and they will remain well behind. Well, a tough day for this offense continues. One of their best chances to get on the scoreboard there, couldn't do it.
Yeah, it's not looking like it's going to happen for them today, does it? I mean, opportunity after opportunity, play after play has gone against them the entire game. They probably feel a little bit like Schlepprock, got that black cloud over their heads.
So good starting field position for him here as they come up 1st and 10, just shy of midfield at the 48. They'll start this drive out on the ground, and he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up.
He's across midfield to the 48-yard line.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And he's going to get this one down near the 45-yard line.
Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first.
On 3rd and short, they'll try and pick it up through the air.
And he's got his tight end, that's Smith. And he will have the Bears first down, and he was able to get it by plenty. A gain of 8 on 3rd and 3.
He's been the go-to guy. They needed a big play there on 3rd down. Went his way, it worked out.
Doesn't matter whether they've scouted it or that they think he's going to get the ball. He has a knack for finding his way open and completing the connection.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Here's a give up the middle. And he'll manage to pick up about 4. It's 2nd down.
He's taken down at the 33-yard line. A gain of 4. It's now 2nd and 6.
And they'll keep leaning on the running game. Back to the ground.
And this defense not ready for that one as he'll take this down inside the 25.
Holding offense.
They'll come up now on a 2nd and long after the hold. They'll look to throw. 20! And he's taken down, but not before reaching the 10-yard line. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
No let up in this passing game. They've been a well-oiled machine throughout. And actually saw a few guys on the sidelines at the end of the 3rd quarter doing the old hold up 4 fingers college sign, meaning the 4th quarter is ours. And they certainly weren't kidding.
So now following the big play, they've got a 1st and goal all the way down at the 10. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And running room hard to come by here. He gets it down to the 8. The last run got a couple. Here's 2nd and 8. Back to throw. This will be caught at about the 6. And from the 9, they get this to the 5-yard line. This will be the 8th play of the drive here. 3rd and 4. He'll drop to throw. And incomplete. He had nowhere to throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th. And his kick is right there. It's good, and that will extend their lead even further.
Well, ultimately not really sure that they're going to need those 3 points, but they'll take the 3 and they pad that lead.
Yeah, this one's already wrapped up, but you and I both know if you're an offensive coordinator, you never let up on the gas unless the head coach tells you to do so. And maybe you've actually clicked him off in your headset so you can keep calling plays and trying to add to this lead.
The Washington offense set to take over. It's been a tough go for them. It's still without any points here in the 4th quarter. And a big deficit, Charles. But they moved the football on some drives. They just haven't had any points.
Yeah, and I know in their minds they're thinking the game plan has actually been working. We just haven't scored points. Well, isn't that the bottom line, partner? To put points on the board. So if you're moving it and you're not scoring, is it really working? Right now, they've got nothing left to lose. They might as well go for broke.
So it's Washington with the football here as we welcome you back.
They're looking at 2nd down now as they search for a consolation score. 2nd and 6. Over the middle, brought it, and he fumbled it. It's on the ground. And I think the Bears have recovered. They have.
Well, partner, I think it's safe to say they can mark this down as extremely frustrating. Here we are in the 4th quarter, and that last play, that turnover, I think it epitomizes what happened to them all day on offense.
So symbolic, and that's why they're still being shut out.
Another drive coming up for this Chicago offense. And they just continue to roll right along, really. This has the looks of yet another victory as they hope to polish it off here in quarter number 4.
On 1st down, they'll go to the ground attack. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
He was brought down by Cole Holcomb. A gain of 5 brings up 2nd and 5 at the 23.
And they'll give him another shot here on the ground. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It'll go down as a 2-yard loss, and it brings up a 3rd down. They'll drop to throw. Forced out to his left. And he'll just toss it away. So he throws it away, and that brings up 4th down. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further.
So they got the turnover started with great field position, but in the end, the defense able to hold firm, and they only get 3 out of it.
And I like what you said right there. That defense able to hold firm, backed up into the shadow of their own end zone. The goalpost right behind them. They had to make sure they didn't give up the 6. And, boy, they came through in a big way. To them, even though they gave up 3, that's a win for their side.
Another drive coming up for this Washington offense. At this point, partner, things looking pretty bleak. They still haven't scored here in the 4th quarter, facing the big deficit. What silver linings, what can they look to do here offensively?
You know, it's funny, I talked about this with a coach in the offseason and kind of had this scenario, like what feels good to you and what feels good to your team. You're down big. You really have like one possession left and you're trying to put points on the board that don't matter. But do they? And he told me they actually do matter. And in this situation, he's going to try and run the best offense he can run to have at least a little bit of confidence to take away from that game. So right now, they're going to try their best to get something up on the board and not get shut out.
He's going to drop this one down to Gibson. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work this to the 45.
So this one in the win column for the Chicago Bears. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. So for Chicago, they continue to make their case as a Super Bowl favorite as they move to 13-1. And they will head home next week to take on the New York Jets. Meanwhile, for Washington, the season is really nosediving now as they fall to 2-12. And they'll try to get back on track next week as they head to Dallas to take on the Cowboys.
Line.